Hello everyone and welcome to the TISS Wire channel. Now in this video I am going to discuss the analysis of the very much in demand CUET-PG 2024 COQP12 paper code, the VARC section. So all the questions that were there as a part of the verbal ability and reading comprehension section of the paper COQP12 this 2024, I am going to be discussing the solutions of all those questions so that you know how to prepare, when to prepare, and how to get started with respect to your preparation. Alright, so let's look at the first question. The first question is a vocab question, as we can all see over here. You'd asked to choose a suitable word to fill in the blank. Now, the king issued a blank forbidding hunting. So, issued something. So, what we do in fill in the blank type of questions, we try to come up with our own word. So yes, a lot of people till date have been trying to plug in these words and then try to come up with the right word, right? But that is the incorrect approach because the paper setters are so smart that they are going to make all the options sound correct when you put it in the blank. So for example, if you see the first and the fourth option here, it's decree and decry. So both these words are almost similar in pronunciation and they will sound correct over here. So what are we supposed to do? What we try to do is we come up with an own word without even looking at the options. So the king issued a blank forbidding hunt. So it could be, let's say, not a but an order, a law stating that forbids hunting, right? So which word matches an order or a law? Decree. Yes, it does because it means order by an authority, by a person in authority. So degree, no. Deceit, no. Decry, no. So the correct answer is decree. Option 1. Now, question 2 is a parajumble question. So, again, this is a part of the verbal reasoning. So, as we move forward with the questions, we are also trying to analyze the VARC section and understand what kind of questions can come, how many questions are coming from each of these question types. So, rearrange the parts of the following paragraph in the right order. When we reached halfway, so we know that halfway is something that will come after something that we know about the journey. Alright, so we can eliminate option 1 over here, which has A as the opening sentence. It is clearly coming up with an opening sentence. Then came the announcement. Now this also gives us the hint that this cannot be the opening sentence. I went into the hotel and sat before a table near the driver. Now see, if I look at the sentence B, then came the announcement that it was time for lunch. I went into the hotel and sat before a table near the driver. So it is pretty evident that B and C are mandatory pairs. Only after the announcement for lunch is done, then can someone go and sit on a table near the driver. So B and C are mandatory pairs. So can we look at the options where B and C are together? We can see that in option 2, but none of the other pairs. Now I am pretty confident that my option 2 can be the right answer. So if I read it in this order, D, A, B, C, let me see if I get the right answer. I was returning from Chandigarh by bus when we reached halfway. So this makes sense, returning from Chandigarh. So you know the starting destination and you know that when we reached halfway on your return from Chandigarh. So D and A are also mandatory pairs. The bus stopped in front of a hotel. Then came the announcement that it was time for lunch. I went into the hotel and sat before a table near the driver. So D, A, B, C is the correct order. So this is how, using the trick mandatory pairs, where I know that D and A will definitely come together, which is also possible in option 2, and B and C is the next mandatory pairs. I am pretty confident that option 2 is the right answer. Now from the given options, choose the antonym of the word antipathy. Now before you choose the antonym, this is again a vocab question. You need to know the meaning of the word antipathy, right? So antipathy means something that you don't like, dislike, loathing something, alright? So the opposite would be something that you like. So admiration is the correct word for the antonym of antipathy. I prefer coffee blank tea. Now this is one of the most common grammar related questions. Okay, so the direction of the question is fill in the blank with the correct preposition. So if it is a grammar question, I prefer coffee to tea. It is never than, it will always be to tea. Now from the given options, choose the right answer to correct the error. So here we have sentence correction. which will probably use our grammar, knowledge of grammar. So let's see, Rohit, who is my friend and benefactor, have come. Now when you have over here, this is a plural verb, have come. And Rohit is the singular noun. So going by the rules of subject verb agreement, singular subject takes singular verb, right? Have come is plural verb. So this is definitely incorrect. So this will be singular, that is has. Now if I just scan the options over here, it's called vertical scanning. I see only one option has. So I will go with option 3. Now for those who think that my friend and benefactor is mentioned over here, well, the subject is Rohit. It is not my friend and benefactor. If you ask who has come, then the answer is Rohit. So the subject is Rohit, who is a friend and benefactor. So these two words are used to describe the same person. So the subject is singular and the verb will also be singular. So it will be has come and not have come. Moving on to question number 6. Choose the expanded form of the one word substitution Bohemian. So this is again related to vocabulary. So people, groups, nations or states united for the same purpose. Well, no. So a lot of you must be hearing this term very commonly called boho chic. So Bohemian का short form है boho. So what does Bohemian mean? Bohemian actually means something that is non-conformist or non-conventional. All right. So that is something not very common, something unique, something different, something innovative. So it's definitely not a person or prisoner who frequently gets in trouble. It's a person, generally an artist, leading a way of life which is very unconventional. Well, this could be a very good candidate. Rather, this looks like the correct answer, but I will still read option number 4 to know if anything better can describe this term. Revolt against the government. No, 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 not at all. So it will be option 3 over here, which is a person or an artist leading a way of life which is very unconventional. Now question number 7. Complete the following paragraph by choosing the correct form of verb given in the bracket. So again we have grammar. So a lot of grammar, verb, preposition related questions are a part of this. So this is about the verb form. So the pressure blank put all panelists in a frenzy. So either it will be put all panelists. So put sounds very incomplete. But if we take has put all panelists in a frenzy. So if we scan through it, we can very easily see that there are two options which has. Alright, has put. So it is 1 and it is 3. Now if we see that the next blank, they blank shout on each other trying to make their voices. Okay, so shout. So the pressure has put all panelists in a frenzy. They are shouting on each other trying. Now if you see trying is a continuing verb, right? So if the ing form is used over here, we will go for the ing form over here as well. So between shout and are shouting, we will go for are shouting. Plus panelists is plural, so we can be sure that a plural verb will come here. So are shouting on each other trying to make their voices heard is the correct answer. So we will go with option 1, because with are shouting we cannot choose had heard, that will be past tense. So we will go with option 1 here. Moving on to question 8, this looks like a very easy question. Again, a question from grammar. So identify the adverb in the given sentence. Now adverbs are verbs which also have the quality of an adjective. So adverbs of frequency is something which is very common. Adverb of place, quality, quantity, all of these. So if I read this sentence, I seldom go to the movies, it's pretty obvious that seldom is an adverb of frequency which has been used over here. So my correct answer is option 4. Not I, not movies, and not go. Go is a verb, movies is a noun, I is a preposition. So definitely seldom is my adverb, even if I use the process of elimination to be 100% sure. Alright, so arrange the parts of a sentence in the correct order. We shall at last. So if it is at last, it will certainly not be my opening sentence. So I can eliminate option 1, which has A as the opening sentence. Do a thing however difficult it may. It may be. So a thing, however, doesn't really sound right. If we are really determined to, this looks like the correct opening sentence. So if I eliminate B from here as the opening sentence because I find C is better and I read it in this order, C, B, A, D, let me see, do we get a coherent answer or not? If we are really determined to do a thing, however difficult it may be, we shall at last find a way to do it. So this makes perfect sense. So I am pretty sure that option number 4 in the order C, B, A, D is the correct answer. Moving on to, and just like that, we've done 10 questions. We're down to 10 questions. So he used to wake up at 4 o'clock. Used to is past tense. So it will be did not he, didn't he. It will not be will, should, or wasn't. It will be didn't he. So it is option 3. Moving on to question number 11 again. So this was again para jumbles. This is verbal reasoning. Then we have this question from grammar and tenses, to be precise. So a lot of tenses related question. Then we have which part of the sentence needs improvement. So once more it is related to grammar. Now let's look at the question. His computer is inferior than mine. So than mine is incorrect usage. We just saw he preferred coffee to tea. So this will be to mine and not than mine. So we will choose part 3 here, which needs improvement. Now, from the given options, choose the correct option to convert the following sentence in active to passive voice. So, nobody can hear a sound. So, in order to turn it the other way, that is in passive voice, we will choose no sound can be heard. This looks like a good answer, good option. Can hear a sound question mark. This is certainly incorrect, not in passive voice. A sound cannot be heard at all. Cannot, it's almost like personifying the sound cannot be heard at all, plus it is adding something extra. No sound is heard, so this is also incorrect. We will go with option 1. No sound can be heard. Nobody can, so the modifier has to be here, that is the modal has to be here, that is can. So this will remain as it is, can be heard. All right. Again, we have another preposition. So grammar related questions, lots of grammar for CUET. My grandfather used to say not to hanker blank wealth and position, but I did not heed his advice. So hanker means running behind. So hanker after would be the right answer, not hanker for. Question number 14, from the given options, again direct to indirect speech. So we can see a lot of grammar, direct indirect speech, active voice, passive voice, lots of prepositions, verbs, tenses, subject verb agreement. So grammar has been an integral part of COQP12 this year. So please take me home. He requested them. Now we have the word requested over here. Please take me home. I don't feel very well. So if I'm seeing the word requested, insisted, requested, entrusted his friends and ask them, out of these 4, based on only the word that they are using to change it into indirect voice, I can eliminate insisted very easily, because requesting and insisting are 2 very different things, and entrusting is also very different from requesting. So either requested or asked could be the right answer. Now that I am down to 2, let me see which one would be the right answer, most suitable. He requested them to take him. So first they say take him, and then they say he said. So again, this is incorrect usage. There's no clarity of direct and indirect speech, so I'll eliminate them. He asked them to take him home. He wasn't feeling very well. So this makes perfect sense and is grammatically correct. So we will go with option 4 here. Alright, now this is the favorite kind of question. Once more we have vocab, idioms related question. Now though this is vocab and idiom, what you can also notice, what you should notice is that this is match the following. You will get the marks for one question, but actually there are 4 questions over here. You need to know the meaning of 4 idioms in order to answer one particular question. So let's see what is it. So if we see, if I just scan the options vertically, I can see that A is 3 for all the options. So I can very easily mark big bad wolf and fear of the unknown. So a big bad wolf, I sense a big bad wolf around the corner. I don't know why I'm feeling very scared. So it's like, an unknown fear, like you don't know what is it that is making you feel scared. Then we have throw up one's cards. All right. So for that, it is to accept defeat. She threw up all the cards after she knew that the game is going to be lost. So it is 4 for B. Now, which option has A3 and B4? It is option 2. So I feel I'm going the right way. Now C2, cry for the moon. That is to wish for something impossible. Well, you can do all you want and cry for the moon, but it's not going to really help. So it is C and 2. So I think we're going in the right direction. And then we have play to the gallery. That is appeal to the lower taste. When you are appealing to a lot of crowd, a lot of popular opinion. So that is how we choose D1. All right, so there is a sort of error over here. It will be D1 and not D4. So it is option 2. Sorry, it is, yes, option 1. So this is a small typo over here, but we will go with A3, B4, C2 and D1. Now moving on to question number 16. Which part of the following sentence needs improvement to make the sentence grammatically correct? So this is again grammar. Let's see the improvement. A virus is a piece of software code created to perform malicious activities and hampered resources. So if you see that there's a conjunction over here and. So it is given to perform malicious activities and hampered resources. If it is to perform, then it will be and to hamper resources, or it will be created, performed and hampered resources. So it has to be parallel in the way. So this is an error of parallelism. Alright, so we will choose option 2 over here. Moving on, the spelling of which word out of the following is correct? Sanctimonious. Well, sanctimonious means a lot of confusion and chaos. And if you look at the spelling, it's even pronounced as sanctimonious. So IOUS is obvious at the end. So these are the two options which have IOUS at the end. So I can eliminate options 1 and 4. Now sanctimonious, it is IOUS or sanctimonious. So if you see, there is no C over here, but the correct spelling has sancti, sancti. There's a very subtle hint of the word seeker over here, sancti. It's not sanctimonious, it's sanctimonious. So the correct spelling is option 2. Moving on, again we have a match the following kind of question, but this time also we have vocab, but one word for many words. So let's look at the words. Alright, so if we look at the words over here, harangue, partisan, proxy, unilateral. So I feel the easiest is by root words is unilateral. That means one-sided. Alright, so done by one side or party only. So I'm very sure that this is my correct answer. So if we go by the options, C would be 4. So that choice is possible only with option number 2. So if you're very sure with this, you can mark this, save your time and move ahead. If you're not very sure, you can just be doubly sure and check for it. So if we look at one, harangue, a long, loud, serious and usually angry speech. Stop. The crowd was so irritated by the politician's harangue that they started to move out. So this is the correct one, A1. Now if we look at option B over here, a person authorized to act on behalf of another. So there are many times that you've told your friends to give a proxy for you. So a proxy is a person who you authorize on your behalf to do that work. So that is also the correct meaning. So B3, this is pretty evident now that we are moving in the right path. Then we have a person devoted to a party, group or cause, that is a partisan. It's not a formal group, but it is like out of undying love or like just being obsessed. It can be informal groups also. That is why they are called partisans. It's not an organized group, but an unorganized group. So we go with option 2 here. Now, question number 19 is once more vocab and idioms. So we can see that there is a lot of idioms also out of vocabs. So what is the meaning of the idiom bolt from the blue? Pretty easy. This one is surprisingly easy because it means surprising, like something which has happened suddenly or unexpectedly. So if we look at this, to beat ruthlessly or find out truth, I can eliminate both of these. But a sudden rush of energy and an unexpected shock or incident. So it is an unexpected shock or incident. It's not a sudden rush of energy. I don't know where it just started raining. It just bolted out from the blue. So that is an unexpected shock or incident. Now, which of the following options is synonymous with the word inimical? So this sounds like a pretty funny word, but it means harmful. So the correct answer is option 4. Pious means religious, innovative means something unique, new. Shrivel means to shrink. So the skin of the date shriveled after it was left in the fridge for too long. But inimical means harmful. Moving on to the passage now, the RC passage. Well, most of the questions in the CUET paper from the RC passages are pretty simple. They are pretty direct. You don't need to find out the inference or something of that sort as compared to the other examinations. So it will be pretty simple for you. I would just suggest you to go through this passage for about, you can take about 2 minutes and go through this passage, and then we'll start discussing the questions. So let's move on to the question. Read the given passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. What is planned obsolescence? So planned obsolescence, the meaning has been given quite explicitly in the passage. It is the phenomena of deliberately shortening the durability of products so that they can sell more. So we can eliminate 1, 3 or 4, which is it is a system of downloading data, method of using false claims, process of formation of an ecosystem wherein several devices talk to each other. So it is obviously option 2 here. Moving on to question 22. Read the passage carefully and answer the questions. Which of the following products are not offered by XYZ? So this is also pretty simple, pretty direct. So if you look at the passage, X phone and X watch is given. So we will eliminate these two because these are given. So what is not given is option C and D. So we will go with option 2, which says C and D only. Now, question number 3, which of the following statements from the passage are false? So, consumers benefit from access to information on one product that was first input on a different product. This is true. There has been an investigation into the relationship of the concepts of product ecosystems and planned obsolescence. There has not been. So, we will pick it up as false. Now, if you look at the options, all the options except option 3 has B. So, we can eliminate option 3 over here. Moving on to option C, Congress's amendment to the Federal Trade Commission Act in 1938 made unfair methods of competition in commerce unlawful. That is true. So wherever we have C, we can eliminate that as well. So option 2 has C. Now we are left with D. So even with B, we can eliminate, option 1. So we are left with B and D. Sorry, A. Since we know that it's true, we can eliminate option 1. The night to be heard equals the night to be protected against fraudulent. It will be right. I'm sorry for the typo. Deceitful or misleading information, advertising, labeling, other practices. So this is again false. So the correct answer is option B and D only, which is option 4. Moving on to question number 2. What, according to the passage, comprises the consumer's right to be informed? Ability to pick between a variety of products and services at competitive prices. This does not fall under consumers' right to be informed. Right to choose by restricting access to competing goods? Not at all. To be informed about policy changes by third-party collaborators? No. To be given all facts they need to make informed choices. This is the correct answer. More comprehensive, it covers all the details about the right more comprehensively. So we will go with option 4 over here. Question number 25. Which of the following is not a right laid out by President John F. Kennedy in 1962 address to Congress? Right to choose was, so it is which is not a right laid down. Right to be heard was, right to safety was, right to life wasn't. So it is option 4. Well, that brings us to the end of the VARC section analysis of paper COQP12. I hope you had a great time learning. Are you looking for structured preparation, proper guidance, proven strategies, right roadmap to crack the top programs of this in just one attempt, and you're looking to ace every subject, every part, every section of the CUET-PG paper, then don't forget to follow the link in description, and please like and subscribe to the channel. All the best.